Good day, everyone. I am Mary Angie Anyot, a DFT student. And today, I will show you on how to run a different statistical tools using the SPSS. So this is one of the requirements in our subject, the F305, which is the Advanced Fisheries Statistics, and the subject professor for this subject is no other than Professor Brian Eves Araneta. Okay? So, again, as mentioned, yung data na natin is provided na ni Sir Brian. And then, the first tool that we'll be testing is the one sample t-test. So, na-open ko na dito kanina yung data. So, for this first tool, we have the clownfish data. So, based on the provided or the state provided na hypothesis, we have here the null and alternative hypothesis. The HO means that we have here is the average length of clownfish in Boracay Island. Diving site is equal to the global average, which is 8 centimeter, and then the alternative hypothesis is the average length of clownfish in Boracay Island diving site is not equal to 8 cm. So, to check that, make sure that exact yung ginamit natin dito in terms of measure. So, dito, tatlo yung pwede nating pagpilian. So, kung scale, magsabi tayo ng scale, it measures the numerical data with equal intervals. And then, yung ordinal naman, it classifies data in two ordered mga categories, but may intervals between categories, which is not equal. And then, yung nominal naman, it classifies the data into categories with no order. But now we're using here the scale. Okay? So, again, in this area, dito natin ilalagay kung anong mga data or informations na need natin to cover yung ating study. And then, dito naman sa data view, kung saan natin dito ini-input yung mga raw data natin, para ma-run yung different analysis. Okay? So, we have to click Analyze. So, unang gawin natin is to determine kung equal ba yung distribution ng ating sample. So, again, Analyze, non-parametric tests, legacy dialog. And then, let's try na the one sample Kolmogorov Smirnov test. Dalawa na. And then, don't forget to check the test distribution, which is normal. Okay, so ito na po yung result ng one sample Kolmogorov Smirnov test. So, the p-value for the clownfish is 0.200, and then the Seagrass density is 0.200 also. So, meaning they are greater than 0.05. So, we have to accept the null hypothesis that our data is normally distributed. Okay? Let's check Analyze or click the Analyze. And then, click the Analyze. And then the non-parametric tests. Saan naman? Legacy dialog. And then, let's check the one sample. Analyze. compared means, and then one sample t-test. Okay, let's start with the clownfish. Okay, so based on the provided data that we have, the clownfish length which have the global average, which is the 8 cm. So the test value that we'll be testing is the 8 centimeter. Okay, so based on the sample, or based on our data, or based on the result, the seg value of the clownfish length in cm is 5 point or 0.576, which is greater than 0.05. So we have to accept the null hypothesis that our data is equal to the global length, which is 8 centimeter. Okay? Now let's proceed na sa isang data, which is the SIGRA shoot. Analyze compared means one sample t-test. Okay? SIGRA shoot. So, unlike kanina, no, yung test variable na ginamit natin is 8, which stands sa 8 cm. Now, we are now testing the SIGRA shoots, no, per square meter. So, based on the given data, we have total of 450 shoots per square meter. So, yan yung gagamitin natin dito sa ating na test value. Okay? So, based on the result, using the one sample t-test, the p-value is 0.00t. Meaning, this is, the p-value is less than 0.005. So, we have to reject the null hypothesis, and the sample data is not equal sa 450 shoots per square meter. Okay? So, para makumbinsi talaga tayo, irara natin yung kanyang mean. So, we have to click analyze, and then the descriptive statistics, and then descriptives. So, lagay na natin itong dalawa. Okay. Run. So, based sa descriptive data, so the mean that we have in clownfish is of course 8 siya. But makikita natin yung difference sa SIGRA shoot density per square meter, no? Yung mean niya is 461.5667. So meaning 461, no, is higher than sa 450 shoots per square meter. Okay? Okay, let's proceed to the next one. Oh, lang. Okay. Which is the binomial test. So for the binomial tests, okay, so we have here the two values, or we have here the Nemapteros data, which has the label of presence of microplastics in the gills of Nemapteros. So the value that we have, of course, the value for 0.00 is not present, and then the value for 1 is not present. Okay, and then the other data that we have is the coral colony species richness, having the value of dalawa rin, no? Low species richness and high species richness. Okay, so the measures that we used here is nominal. Okay, so again, the nominal, ginagamit natin ito to classify data into categories with no order. Okay? So, again, ito po yung mga data natin, and ito po yung mga raw data na input, no? 1, 0, 1, 1, okay? So, nag-vary din po yung ini-input natin dito sa data view sa kanilang values, which is 0, not present, 1 is presence of microplastics in the gills of Nemapteros. Okay? So, we have to analyze, and then non-parametric test, legacy dialogue, and then click the binomial. Okay, so we have here, unahin natin yung microplastics. And based on the data, now the test proportion is 70%. So we'll put here 0.7%. Okay. Okay. So this is now the data for the binomial test for the presence of microplastics in the gills of Nemapteros. So we have here the p-value, which is the 0.001. So meaning it is less than 0.005. So there is a significant difference na i-reject natin yung ating hypothesis, and yung hypothesis natin ngayon is the HO is the percentage of the Nemapteros SP with microplastics in the gills is less than 70%. Again, the decision for this based on the result of our p-value, the percentage of Nemapteros SP with microplastics in their gills is less than PASA 70%. Okay. Next, you have to analyze the other. Check na ba? Okay. Okay. Parametric tests. And then non-parametric test, the legacy dialogue, and then the binomial. Okay. Same process din yung gagawin natin sa coral colony richness, but yung test proportion na gagamitin natin is 0.5, 50%. Okay? So here, no, using the binomial test in the coral colony species richness, so we have here the p-value is 0.089. So meaning this is greater than 0.05. So we have to accept the hypothesis that the percentage of the coral colony with a high species richness is equal or greater than sa 50%. Okay? Now, output X lang natin, no? X ko lang para hindi mabigat yung ating bigat yung ating statistics. Okay? Now, let's proceed sa ating pangatlong tool, which is the one sample chi-square. So, sa one sample chi-square, we have this tool, no? Pag more than tatlo yung ating responses. So, compared kanina, yung responses natin is dalawa lang. But here, sa one sample chi-square, more than 3 samples na yung response, or more than 3 responses na yung ating nakikater. Okay? So, this data is feeding references, no, of the tiger sharks. And hindi more than 3. Okay, tatlo. Again, no, don't forget sa ating measurements dito na ginagamit, this is nominal. Okay? So, to start with, click Analyze, non-parametric tests, legacy dialogue, and then chi-square. Okay, so we have to start here sa feeding preferences of tiger shark. And then don't forget to click all categories. Okay. And then, okay. So for the feeding sharks of tiger sharks, so we have here the ASEMSEG, which is 0.044, which is less than 0.05. So we have to reject the this, which means that the feeding preference of tiger shark is not equal across all groups, no? So, hindi siya equal, no, distribution. So sa small fish, yung sample lang is 15, no, sa crustaceans is 14, yung squid is 21, and then yung large fish talaga yung mas malaki. Okay, so as we expect, no, yung expected natin is equal distribution lang siya. But, based on the data, it shows na hindi po talaga sila equal distribution yung ating for samples or for na preferences ng feeding preferences ng ating tiger shark. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed sa ating data. Analyze non-parametric tests, delegacy dialog, chi-square. Okay. Like natin. Okay. So, for this, no, compared kanina, the expected values natin is equal yung categories ng apat na preferences na ating feeding preferences na ating tiger shark. But now here, based on the values that we have kanina, tatlo, no, yung low, medium, and high DO. Okay? So for the values, of course, no, let's input here 20 for the low DO. And then for the moderate DO is 60%. And then yung high DO is meron tayong 20%. So equal 1 siya. Okay? So the ASEMSEG for this is 0.005. So meaning we have to reject the hypothesis and declare that the DO in Iloilo River samples do not follow a proportion of 20% na low DO, 60% na moderate DO, and 20% na high DO. Okay? So, ito yung ating sagot. Okay, so now let's proceed sa pang-apat na tool. No. Supposing I'll take the yes. Okay, so pang-apat na statistical tool, which is the independent sample t-test. So for the independent sample t-test, so based on the data provided here, it is the data for gillnet versus shoalnet catch weight. Okay. So the data that we have is the fishing gear used and the values that we have here. Let's check kung ano yung, okay. So meron tayong dalawa, which is the troll net and gill net na fishing gear used, no? And for the other is the seaweed processing meat and its percent yield. And the value for fishing gear we have, again, dalawa. And for seaweed, then let's check sa seaweed. Dalawa din, which is the upgraded technique and the upgraded equipment. Okay? So again, make sure to check the appropriate measure, no, in analyzing this data. So we have here, no, nominal scale kasi we are scaling the data for the weight. And then sa percentage yield, no, naka-scale din siya. Okay, so ang data na to, no, we are focusing on the comparing the independent groups. Okay, so we have here, don't to click the analyze, compared means the independent sample t-test. Okay, so we have here sa grouping variance that starts sa fishing gear used and then catch weight as the test variable. Okay, so check. So define groups. So group 1, okay, 1 and group 2. Continue. So let's proceed na dito po sa, okay, let's start sa group statistics sa mean. Okay, so dito makikita natin na same sample sila, but in terms of mean, the GillNet is 101 has a mean score of 101.47. So, based on the data, no, mas mababa lang siya compared sa TrollNet, which has a mean score of 122.27. Okay, so now let's proceed sa p-value. Okay, so the p-value for this is 0.00, which is lower than 0.05. So, meron significant difference siya, and meaning, ang catch weight na between sa trips using trawl net and those using gill nets. Okay, again. So, there is a significant difference in mean catch weight between trips using trawl nets and those using sa gill nets. So, that is the decision for this data in gill net versus trawl net and catch weight. Okay, now let's proceed sa other data. Same procedure then, no? Click analyze. And then, compared means, same lang siya. And then, independent sample t-test. Okay? So good things we have here, no, the catch seaweed group variables and then the percent yield as our test variable. Okay, click here and then percent yield sa test variable. Define groups. Okay, 1, 2. Continue. Okay. So sa group test, no, the result is 2 point or which is 0.287, which is not significant difference. So meaning, mas mataas siya compared sa 0.05. So, wala siyang effect, no, yung ating processing method ng ating seaweeds in terms sa kanilang percent yield. Okay. So natin. Ano lang. Yes. Okay. And then for the test 5, we have here the Mann-Whitney U-test. So for the Mann-Whitney U-tests, so we have, let's check label. Okay. So this is the data for the predator pheromone experiment. So for this data, we have here the predator pheromone experience, and the other data are the sensory evaluations for bangus, no, relyanong bangus. Okay, let's check the values. Ano kaya yung meron dito sa ating values? Okay, so value 1 with the label of control and not exposed to pheromone. Yung value number 2 is exposed to pheromone. Okay? Let's check for the preparation of bangus. So we have here the label for traditional and modern na preparations, no? And yan ang bangus using local ingredients and extenders, no? As added in the preparation of this Lilianong mousse. Okay? Again, make sure you check the appropriate measures, no, to run this data. Okay? Analyze, and then non-parametric tests, independent sample, check. Okay, sa fields. So, for the groupings, ilalagay natin dito ang predator. Okay? And then sa test field naman yung snail escape. Okay? Run. Okay, so ito na po yung ating data for the non-parametric tests. So, the asymptotic significance is 0.00, which means there is a significant difference and we have to reject the hypothesis where no escape attempts, no, between the Caramount exposed and not exposed sa snail. Okay, so let's process the next data. Analyze. Non-parametric tests. And then independent sample. So, same lang. No? Balik natin dito. So, sa groups, lagay natin dito yung number, mode of preparation of bangus relleno. And of course, no, the overall score after consumptions of the relleno bangus. Okay, run. Okay, so for this data sa relleno bangus, so the asymptotic significance of this so we have here value of 398. So, which is no higher sa 0.005. So, we need to accept the null hypothesis. So, ano ba ang null hypothesis for this sensory evaluation form? So, based on the provided data, the null hypothesis na create is there is no significant difference in the sensory evaluation score of Rellenong bangus product prepared using traditional and modern methods. Meaning, wala po siyang difference kung ano man yung methods na ginamit no, in preparation sa Rellenong bangus. Okay. Now, let's proceed to the 6 tools. Okay, which is the chi-square test of independence. Okay. For this, no, the data that we have is the species type, the habitat zone, the type of feed used, and the growth rate category. So, ito rin yung values. Okay, so dolphins, sa species type, mayroon tayong dolphins, si turtle, at saka sharks. Sa habitat zone naman, meron tayong coastal at saka pelagic. So type of feeds, natural seaweed, commercial pellet, and mixed seaweed and pellets. And then for the growth rate category, low, moderate, and high growth. Okay? So we have to click analyze the descriptive test. Let's click the crosstabs. Hirap pa. Crosstabs. And then, lagay natin dito sa rows yung ating species type. And then, yung habitat zone naman sa column zone. Okay? Okay, let's click here the statistics. Click natin yung chi-square. Chi-square lang muna. Okay? And then, continue. Okay, and then click okay. So, result in wait lang. So, the result let's check. Okay. Okay. So the results no in the species types habitat zone for the cross tabulations. So we have again no tatlong species doon yung value na nakita natin yung dolphin, si turtle at saka sa shark. So in terms po sa coastal area, we have 25 na dolphins, 20 sa sea turtles, and sa sharks. Okay? So, in pelagic naman, so meron tayong 15, 10 sa sea turtle, 25 sa sharks, sila total 50-50. So, in total, so makikita 40 na dolphins, 30 na sea turtles, at saka 30 na sharks. Okay? Now, let's proceed sa data sa result ng chi-square. The p-value is sa lahat is 0.00. So means there is a significant result that we have to reject the null hypothesis, meaning there is a significant relationship between the species type and marine habitats in terms of their zone. Okay? Coastal zone. Let's proceed naman sa ating another data, which is the rate of growth. So, wait lang. So, we have to check analyze, descriptive test, and then click crosstabs. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so, lagay na rin natin dito yung feed growth. Types of feed. Good lang. And then, growth rate. Okay. And then, statistics. Okay. Okay. So, for data, sa ating na feeds and growth rate, meron tayong dito, let's proceed na sa chi-square test, So, the value for this is 7.46, for the person chi-square. So, meaning this is greater than 0.05. So we have to accept na the null hypothesis that there is no relationship between the type of fish feed used and growth rate category of fish. Okay? Again, lahat po ng mga hypothesis is also provided. Okay? So now, let's proceed na sa pang-pito. Mapito na statistical tool. Ito nitando. So the 7th tool is the dependent sample test. So, let's check kung anong data yung meron tayo dito sa pang-pito na tool. Okay. For this, the data that we have ay that we have, of course, the abundance, establishment of marine protected area, their abundance, the nutrient enrichment before and after, and their primary productivity. Okay? So, of course, the values na meron tayo is before MPA, before the implementations of marine protected area, and then after the implementation of marine protected area. So, same sa nutrient enrichment. So, we have here the before and after enrichment naman. Okay? Again, make sure to change it and align this sa measures na kailangan natin. Okay, so for the continuation of the tool number 7, which is the true dependent sample test. Okay, so medyo tricky po yung given na data. So medyo late ko na na-realize na merong mali sa provided data na share via Drive. So this is the original data, which shows here that the marine protected area, the fish abundance of fish per area, the nutrient enrichment data for the nutrient enrichment before and after, and of course the okay, and then the marine protected area, of course, with the values of course before and after din. So makikita dito sa data, ito po yung original data provided in the Drive. And pag makikita natin kasi, which are our goal or objective is to run for the to run for the true dependent sample test. But based on this, hypothesis, dapat meron tayong before and after na data during the nutrient enrichment. So yun, medyo nahirapan ako na late ko na-realize na given in the variable view. So we have to arrange the data on the before and after the MPA. So to get the data for the before ng MPA and after the MPA, so the value for one which has the label of before the MPA. So we'll have to check here in the data view, and we simply copy the data of MPA before the establishment of marine protected area, which is 45, 50, 38, 60, 55, up to the 53. And then we will also get the data of which is 2, which stands for after the establishment of the marine protected area, starting here sa 60 up to 71. So, same din po dito sa may sa ating nutrient enrichment before and after. So, same din po, the value of 1 stands for before the nutrient enrichment, and then yung 2 after na, the application of a nutrient enrichment. So, nag-create lang po ako ng another file for this, which is na-prepare ko na po. Okay? So, ito po na ang ating bagong dataset for the tool-dependent sample t-test. Okay? So, meron na po tayong data before and after. So, ito na po. And then, since na we are now computing the scaling na, hindi na tayo nag-compute for nominal, all data now are computed, in scale. So, nilagay ko lahat po na scale because we are now computing and scaling. Okay, so again, we will run now for the tool, which is the dependent sample t-test. Okay? So, mukhang na tricky katama yung data na provide. Okay? So, to run for this, we have to check, analyze, and then compared means, and then the paired sample t-test. Okay? So, we have now here, the data. Okay? So, dapat meron tayong data before and after the establishment of marine protected area, and then before and after the data of nutrient enrichment. Okay? So, ilagay na natin dito yung ating pair 1 and 2. Okay? And then, so, we have now, ilagay ko na okay. So, for pair 1, we have now, which is, sana yun? Before the establishment of the marine protected area, having a mean score of 49.700. So, after that, medyo lumaki na yung reef, area after na ma-implement yung or ma-establish yung marine protected area, na meron na siyang 64.700 na mean. Okay? So, for the pair 2, meron naman tayo ditong data before the nutrient enrichment, which is 3.3867. So, after the implementation of or after the nutrient enrichment, meron na tayong value na or na mean na 3,500. Okay? So, the result in paired sample. So, we have here, the check the paired sample. Okay, dito. So, having here, the paired sample. So, meron na tayong, sa pair 1, we have the p-value of 0.001, which is lower than 0.05. So, we have to reject the null hypothesis. That means, different in oceanic photosynthesis rate, so no before and after the nutrient enrichment. Okay, so for pair 2, we have here the p-value of point or 0.296, so which is higher than 0.05. So there is no significant difference in terms of the primary productivity. Okay, so we're done now in tool 7. And again, I think it is a tricky uh, questions and data so na provide. So we really need to analyze the given data. Okay. Now let's proceed for the tool number 8. No, hold on. Okay. Statistics number 8, which is the work on science rank test. So the data based on the provided here is based on the wave height data. Loading ko siya. Okay, so the tool, SignRank, it is a non-parametric version naman siya sa independent sample of paired sample t-test. Again, this tool is a non-parametric version for independent sample or paired sample t-test. Okay, so loading pa po siya. Okay, yan na. Okay, so again, based on the hypothesis that provided here, so the null hypothesis, there is no significant difference in the wave height before and after increased boat traffic. And the alternative hypothesis here is there is a significant difference in wave height before and after increased boat traffic. Okay, so we have here the data wave of height. Okay. Okay. Before and after the disturbance. Okay, same sa kanina rin. Okay, so same sa current velocity before the obstruction and the current velocity after the obstruction. So again, let's run for this. So let's check first the data. Okay, so we have now the data before and after. Okay. Okay, so make sure that this measure is that we used is naka-scale na po siya. Okay, so click analyze. Since this is the version of non-parametric test, sa independent sample, so we use non-parametric test, related samples. Okay, so let's check here the fields. And then let's check here the waves before and the waves after. Okay, let's check. Okay, okay. So based on the non-parametric tests, so the p-value is 0.001, which is significant difference, and we have to reject the null hypothesis. So meaning there are difference in wave height before and after the increased boat traffic. Okay? Now let's proceed sa ating isang data, analyze, same procedure din, non-parametric test, related samples. Okay, balik natin dito yung sa wavelength and then we will proceed now here, no, sa dalawa. Okay, and then run. So based on the data, the p-value is 0.00, meaning there is a significant difference in current velocity before and after isang reef obstruction. Okay? So we have to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? Okay, we're done sa A2s. Let's proceed now to number 9. Okay? So this tool, um, we have the tool of McNamara tests, and we have the data for fish weight classification before and after the intervention, and the phytoplankton density before and after pollution control. So, ang measurement that we have used here is the nominal, meaning naka-categorized na po siya. Okay? So, to start, click Analyze, non-parametric tests, legacy dialog, two related samples, and then the first pair that we want to include here, of course, no, before and after the fish cost. Wait lang. Okay, let's start here. So, phytoplankton density before and after. Okay. And then, fish. Okay. And then, lagay na lang natin na. Okay. And then, select the McNamara. Hindi po yung type of test, no? McNamara lang. Yung ating iti-test, no? Kasi we are trying to have the process flow, no, in analyzing the McNamara test. So, we'll check here, no, the McNamara test. And then, okay. So, the p-value, no, sa first pair, which is the phytoplankton density. So, we have, dali lang. So, sa phytoplankton density before pollution control, no? So, meron tayong isig or p-value na 0.039. So, which is lower than 0.05. So, there is a significant change, no, in phytoplankton density classification before and after pollution control. Okay? And then for the second pair, ang fish weight classification before and after the intervention, and fish weight classification after the intervention is 0.180. So meaning we have to accept the null hypothesis that there is no changes in fish weight, no, classification before and after the intervention. Okay, and that's it, no, for our tool number 9, which is the McNamara test. Okay, so let's proceed to the statistical tool number 10, which is the one-way ANOVA. So, for the tool or one-way ANOVA, so we have the data, no, of the microbial abundance, and then the hypothesis for this data was the null hypothesis. There is no significant difference in bacterial abundance, coliform unit per milligram among the 3 mangrove zones. And then the alternative hypothesis is at least one mangrove zone has a significantly different mean bacterial abundance. Okay, so we have here uh, the mangrove zone, the bacterial abundance in CFU per milligram, and then the coral reef site, no? Let's check the value kung ano nakalagay dito. Okay, mayroon siyang a different site which is the A, B, and C. And then this is the coral bleaching. Okay, so again, make sure that correct dito yung measure na ginagamit natin in analyzing or in running the statistical data. Okay, so click analyze, compared means, wait lang, compared means, and then one-way ANOVA. Okay, so the factor that will be one is of course not the mangrove zone, and then the dependent list is the bacterial abundance. Okay, so let's click here the post hoc. Okay, so let's check the LSD, and then okay, yan lang. And then so click also or continue. Okay, let's okay. Okay, so for the result of the p-value for the ANOVA is 0.00. So meaning there is a significant difference. So we have to reject, the hypothesis, and the decision is at least one mangrove zone has a significantly different mean bacterial abundance. Okay, so let's check. Mangrove zone. So tingnan natin. Okay, so halos lahat po ng mangrove zone is significant talaga, no? It's either sa midward, sa landward, sa seaward, or sa seaward, sa midward, sa landward. Meron talagang significant difference among our treatment or among the data provided. Okay? So, let's proceed sa isang data pa. Okay? So, click analyze, compared means, one-way ANOVA. Oops. One-way ANOVA. And then, okay, no? So, correlate naman yung factorial. And then, coral bleaching naman yung dependent list. Okay, don't forget to check the LSD. Okay, continue. Okay. So, this is now the result of our ANOVA. So, the p-value is uh, 0.873. So, it shows that there is no significant difference where the p-value is higher than 0.05. So, we have to accept the null hypothesis. Okay, so meaning there is difference in the mean of coral bleaching index among the reef sites. Okay, so let's check kung ano talaga yung site. So meaning, uh, wala, no? Wala na talagang wala talagang significant difference, no, among different coral reef sites, no? Kasi wala siyang, yung p-value is more than 0.05. So, meaning, there is no significant difference, no, sa coral reef sites. Okay? So, that's all for the tool number 10. Okay? Now, let's proceed to tool number 11, which is the Kruskal-Wallis test. Okay. Okay, so for the Kruskal-Wallis tests, so it is again a non-parametric version naman of ANOVA. Okay, so again, no? So before tayo mag-proceed to run, no, ng data natin, let's check muna kung yung kanyang tawag normality, no, ng ating data. So again, no, to check the normality of the data, of course, analyze the non-parametric tests. Okay, and then wait lang, non-parametric tests, one sample, fields. Okay, normal talaga mo lahat nakakuha na nakalagay. So, wait lang. Okay, so ilagay lang natin po yung normality ng algal bloom and organic matter. Okay, let's check. Okay, so this is now the data, no? The normality check of the algal bloom and the organic matter. Okay, so we have here the p-value of the two data, which is for the density or the distribution of algal bloom. We have here the p-value of 0.015, and sa second naman na which is the distribution of organic matter content, so we have 0.022, which is significant difference. So meaning, hindi nakapasa sa normality test, which is kailangan na nating i-reject yung null hypothesis. Okay? Okay, so to proceed, to analyze, no? analyze, non-parametric tests, independent sample, fields, and then something site in grouping. Wait lang, something site in groups. And then, gagabong naman dito sa test fields. Okay? And then, let's check. Wait lang. Okay, settings. Okay? So, in the settings, click naman yung customize tests. Since you are now analyzing or using the data for Kruskal-Wallis. So let's check Kruskal-Wallis one-way ANOVA. Again, Kruskal-Wallis it is a non-parametric version ng ANOVA. Okay? And then we can also click uh, no, multiple comparisons. So let's check ng all pairwise. Okay, since okay na, diba? So, run. Okay. So, for the result shows, no, na yung p-value using the non-parametric tests is 0.00. So, meaning there is a sign difference having a p-value ng 0.00, which means they are lesser than 0.05. So, we have to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? Okay. Explain. Okay. Hmm. Okay na. Okay, so now let's proceed, no? Click analyze, non-parametric tests, independent sample. Same procedure then, no? Fields, something group. Wait lang. Wait muna natin. Ay, sorry. Okay. Something groups site here is the okay, and then the organic matter. So as this field. Okay. Then don't forget the settings. Customize settings. Pascal values or pairwise. Okay. Or pairwise. Okay, so based on this no, test using the independent sample Kruskal-Wallis, we have here the p-value of 0.00, meaning the p-value is lower than or lesser than 0.05. So there, which is significant different no, sa ating sample. So the the decision no, of this run is there is a significant difference in organic matter content among at least one of the sampling sites. Okay. Okay. Now let's proceed now to the tool number 12. Okay. So for number 12, so we have the data for mangrove leaf length. Okay. So after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then the habitat fragmentation. So as you all can see, this data is more on scaling. So we use scale as our measure. Okay. So uh, let's check if okay. So yan ang yung data natin, no? Meron na tayong data uh, ng mangrove leaf length after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. And then same as sa ating habitat fragmentation. Okay, so analyze, um, generalized linear model, and then okay, repeated measures. Okay, so within the subject, so we have factor, okay, uh, mm, so since no na yung factor time natin or name natin is dapat time siya kasi after a month, if there is really a um, tumutubo ba or sa leaf length, no? So, we have to change the factor name sa time. And then, the number of levels, of course, is 3 months. Okay, so, we use no time kasi months na yung ating duration and then 3 months na po siya. Okay? And then, add lang natin dito. And then, let's click here, define, select the data for 3 months. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then, let's check now the estimated margins means or estimated marginal means. So, lagay natin yung time here sa display means. And click natin yung compared means, which is lagay natin dito is Monferroni. Okay? And then continue. Okay, so dapat dito okay, option pa. And then we'll select descriptive statistics. And then okay, significant level natin is 0.05. Continue lang. And then okay. Okay, so let's check the p-value for this using the repeated measures. Pairwise, okay. Where's the, okay. So, we have no test between subject. Okay, wait lang. Let's proceed sa checking natin sa pairwise, okay, comparison. Okay. So, dito po sa pairwise comparison, let's check, no? And based on the pairwise comparison, puro po yung p-value nila is 0.00. So, there is a significant difference sa lahat na in 3 months. Okay? So, there is a significant difference sa 2 to 3 months. Meron din significant difference sa 1 and 3 months. And then, meron din significant difference sa 1 and 2 months. Okay? So, yan, no? So, based sa ating data, using the pairwise comparison, meron talagang difference, no? Sa length ng mangrove length rate. So, again, no, there is a significant difference, and based on the decision, the provided data here, the algorithm is among at least 1 of 5 sampling sites. So, yan po yung ating decision in rejecting the hypothesis. Okay? So, same process in running the habitat fragmentation index. So, we have analyzed general linear repeated measures. Okay, so the factor that we put is the habitat. Wait lang. Okay. Okay, so for the same lang, no? Factor, let's put time, 3 months. 3, add lang. Okay, same lang, no? And then, click define. And then, ano lang, select. Same din ng procedure na okay. So, estimate margin means, so, time, and then continue, same lang, no? Conferoni, and then continue. Okay, so, check the dito. Option, check the descriptive tests. Continue, okay. So let's check the data for the habitat fragmentation index. Okay, so let's proceed sa multivariate test. So let's check. So we have here the effects 9 times. Okay, so the p-value here is 0.00. So this is the test between the sub-effect, no? And then let's proceed now sa, okay, let's check. Okay, so okay, let's proceed here sa pairwise comparison. So, lahat din ay may significant difference, no? Because the p-value is lesser than 0.05. So, meaning, we have to reject the hypothesis, and there is a significant difference, no, in the mean habitat, no, fragmentation index across at least one time period. So, yan. Okay, ano pa dito? Okay, so lahat ng test, no, multivariate test is significant different talaga yung data. Okay, so we're done now in statistics ka to number 12. Okay. Okay. Number 13 na. Okay, so for the 13, so we have here the data of habitat fragmentation index. Oh, wait lang. So we have now the data for 13 using the Friedman ANOVA. Okay, so we have the data here, the reef patch ABC, and then its site ABC. So the value, let's check the value. So we have 5 criteria, no? So very low, low, moderate, and high. Of course, no. So we will use here as ordinal kasi ito yung ating preferred value na gagamitin. Okay? So this tool, no, the Friedman ANOVA, it is again a non-parametric version naman siya ng repeated version ANOVA. So again, no, this tool used to analyze the ordinal data, no, if the assumption is not for repeated samples. Again, this tool, it is a non-parametric version sa na-discuss natin kanina, which is the repeated version, ANOVA. So we have the data for the leaf patch ABC and its site ABC. So take note, no, that the measure of this data is in ordinal, meaning the data classified into order categories. Okay, so let's check, no? Click analyze the non-parametric tests and then the related samples. Oops. And then the objective. Wait lang. Wait. Analyze non-parametric test. Related samples. Fields. Okay. Okay, let's check the objective. Okay, customize the analysis and then proceed sa fields para so we need to customize, no, para kung gusto natin, no, magdagdag pa ng mga analytical or analysis or tool to add sa as an analytical data in running the result. So mas maganda kapag naka-customize na siya. Okay? So click fields, select yung reef patch natin na ABC, and then test field. Okay? And then, ano pa, settings. Wait lang, kung may nakalimutan ako. Settings, customized set test. So, click natin yung, saan na dito? Landmark test, culture test, at ito. Check natin yung Friedman's two-way ANOVA by ranks kasi ito yung specific tool na gagamitin natin in analyzing this data. Okay? So, since na-check na natin, okay, comparison, all pairwise, and then click ka lang. Okay, so here is now the data for using um, the Weizmann ANOVA. Okay, so the significant or the p-value of this is 0.00. So meaning we have to reject the null hypothesis, meaning ang distribution of reef patch ABC are really different. Okay, magkaiba talaga sila. Okay, so let's check or analyze the other data. Same procedure, non-parametric test, related samples, objectives. Okay, again, customize, fields. Okay, site 8, BBC. Okay, and then, same lang, settings, customize. Check natin yung Friedman's two-way ANOVA. Same din, wait lang. All pairwise. And then, click run. For the non-parametric data or result sa distribution of site A, site B, and site C, no, are the same. So, the p-value is 0.00. So, we have to reject the hypothesis. So, there is a significant difference in sediment grains size distribution among at least one of the sites. No? Ang ating distribution mo sa either site A, site B, or site C. Okay? Now we're done to the 13 tool. So, i-X ko lang. No. Okay? So, let's proceed sa 14 to 15 tool, which is the person sperm. Okay, so, this tool is binary comparison. So, meaning one is the parametric and the other is the non-parametric. So, again, dalawang tool siya kasi the non-parametric or the parametric, it is considered na sa persons, or and then ang non-parametric na analysis naman, it is the Spearman rule. Okay? So, we have the data, the light intensity and its photosynthetic rate, mangrove pool water, redox potential, and the mud crab mortality rate. Okay, so analyze. Let's check, correlate, and then bivariate. So, click the light intensity and the photosynthetic rate. Okay, light intensity. Okay, light intensity and the photosynthetic rate. So, let's check the persons and Spearman. Okay, kasi dalawang analysis din ay yung specific analysis na gusto natin makuha, no, sa data na to. And then, click option. So, let's click here. Wait lang. Okay, let's go in standard deviation, continue. Okay, click OK. Two-tailed. Okay. Okay. So, uh, based on the wait lang, Spearman. Okay. So, based on the correlation using the Spearman rule, ito, so we have uh, the light intensity and the photosynthetic rate having a p-value of 0.00. So meaning there is a significant difference uh, in linear relationship between light intensity and the photosynthetic rate. So we have to reject the hypothesis. Okay. Next, click in the okay, wait lang. Persons are, tingnan natin kung ano pa dito yung data. Let's check the persons are, wait lang. Spanish persons. Okay, okay na. Okay. Okay. So, same format or same process in analyzing the other data, no? Okay, so analyze correlation, standard, leverage. Okay, mangrove. Okay, check no the mangrove. For water and mud crab mortality. And then let's check the persons and the sperm row. And then click option. And then the standard deviation. And then continue. Okay. So based on the data or result in the Spearman row, having a p-value of 0.00, meaning merong significant monotonic relation shape, no, yung relation between the poor water redox potential and mortality rate ng mud crab cultured in the mangrove enclosure. Okay, so for the person correlation, siya makikita. Spearman raw. Ayan na. Tingnan natin dito. Okay, so same, no? Meron talaga siyang significant difference, no? In terms of the mud crab mortality rate using the person's correlation. So, kahit anong gamitin mo person correlation, meron siyang significant difference. Kung Spearman raw, meron din po siyang significant difference. Okay? Mortality rate, okay. So, to check, no, let's proceed in checking the normality of this data. So, same, no? Analyze, non-parametric test. sample, fields, lahat na, all fields, and then done. So, let's check here sa non-parametric test. Okay. Okay. So, in terms of the data in a non-parametric test, merong normal distribution, no, sa, wait lang, wait lang. Merong normal distribution, no, dito sa 1, no, the distribution light intensity, sa distribution of photosynthetic rate, merong normal distribution, and then the distribution of mangrove for water redox. So, yung 1, 2, 3 po ay normal po yung kanilang distribution because the p-value that they have is greater than 0.05. But meron pong maliban na lang po sa isa, which is the distribution of mangrove mortality rate, uh, yung kanyang p-value is 0.025, which is lower than 0.05, meaning we have to reject the null hypothesis. So, hindi po siya equal ang distribution. So, meaning we cannot use the person R sa mangrove. Okay? And then, ang sa mud crab, no, hindi naman normal ang kanilang distribution. Okay, so again, lahat po nitong 1, 2, 3, meron po silang normal distribution, maliban na lang po dito sa number 4, that we have to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So, we're done now for the tool 14. Okay, malapit na matapos. Nandito na po tayo sa 16 to 17 na tool. Okay, which is the simple multi-regression. Okay, so for this, so we have simple multi-regression. So the difference, no, is isa lang ang predictor valuable for simple regression analysis, and marami sa, of course, sa term pa lang ng multiple regression analysis. So we have the data here, which are the predictor 1, which is the partial prediction for carbon dioxide, the predictor 2, which is the temperature, ang predictor 3 is salinity, and the predictor 4 is the total alkalinity. So, tingnan natin kung anong predictor, no, among dito, yung pinakamabisang predictor for acidification indicator. Okay? So, let's start for simple regression muna. So, we have to click analyze. And then, regression. Ano yung regression? Okay. And then, of course, no linear. Okay, because simple na siya. Linear regression. Okay, so the dependent variable is the ocean acidification. And then, okay, let's try. Pwede natin lahat. But let's try. So, isa indicator number 1. And then, let's check lang on the indicator number 1. Or lahat na lang siguro. Lahat na lang na indicator, lagay na lang natin dito. Okay. And then, click statistics. And then, we have here the estimate. Let's check estimate. Option. Click the probability. Use of probability of value. So entry is 0. Okay. And then include the constant in the equation. So we have to wait lang, exclude cases. Okay. And then continue. And then okay. Let's try na lahat na variables is para isa na lang. Okay, so let's check for the model summary. Wait lang. Okay. So for the model summary, so which is the predictor number 1 or the model number 1. So the R value is 0.988 or 98.8%. So meaning na effective yung prediction ng ating predictor, which is the constant alkalinity. Okay. And then for the so yan lang no yung prediction natin. Okay. Or let's try no isa lang, try natin isa lang. Okay. Again no, let's try again. Analyze regression, linear. Okay. So let's try. Indicator number 1. Isang variable lang muna kasi linear. Sorry, I'm so excited sa multiple regression. And then let's click here the statistics, estimate model fit. Okay. Continue. And then click the probability. This probability. Okay. And then include equation. So na yun. So let's check. Okay, exclude option, exclude cases like this. Continue and then okay. So model summary. Okay, naiba siya, no? And then the predictor constant natin is the pressure carbon dioxide. Okay? So this is the number 1 predictor na ginamit natin una for the linear regression. So meaning yung prediction niya is effective siya because the adjusted R square, no, habang tumataas yung pressured carbon dioxide, no, tumataas din yung prediction niya in terms sa again, no, yung taas yung or mas effective yung prediction ng ating predictor number 1. Okay? Having the R value of 0.985 or 98.5%. Okay? So now let's proceed now sa multiple regression. So click analyze, regression, and then linear regression. And then click all the independent variables. Lahat na. Lagay na natin dito sa independent variables. Click OK. Okay. Let's check the model summary. So, model summary. So, constant. So, sa lahat ng indicator, yung R value nila is 0.988. So, meaning lahat po ng mga predictor natin is effective. So, we have 98 or 0.988 or 98.8. So, meaning, again, lahat ng mga predictors natin na napili are good predictors sa ocean acidification. So, let's check among the data kung ano talaga yung significant difference having the p-value of. Let's check kung saan data. Where is the 2C? So, because it is really significant different. ANOVA. Okay. So, let's check the ANOVA data for this. Okay. So, the ANOVA data, meaning, in terms of the model, meron talagang significant difference, no? Having a p-value of 0.000. So, meaning it is significant difference among our samples. So, meaning the monotonic relationship between poor water redox may have a potential and mortality rate of mud crab cultured sa ating mangrove enclosure. Okay? Let's check kung ano ang pinaka the best na predictor. So, let's check the coefficient. Okay? Okay. So, ang pinaka ko talaga na effective ay ang let's check coefficient. Okay. So para malaman natin kung ano talaga ang pinaka the best na predictor in terms of the of the ocean acidification. So let's check natin dito yung significant difference. So meaning among the indicator or the predictor, yung pinaka-effective talaga is yung temperature, no? So meron siyang p-value na 0.004, meaning effective talaga siya in protection, no? The ocean acidification followed by okay, and followed by the carbon dioxide pressure. Okay, so dalawa po yung the best predictor in ocean acidification. Okay? Next ko na. Okay? Next ko na. Okay, and then the last one is the logistic regression. Okay, let's try the logistic regression. Okay, so for the logistic regressions, okay, analyze regression linear. Okay. So we have here the dependent, which is the Hygas. Lahat na ilagay natin dito sa dependent. So statistics estimates descriptive part niya. Okay. Plot, let's check the plot. Okay, so lagay natin dito yung display. Wait lang. Wait lang. Okay, let's put also lang. Gusto natin. Okay, continue. Chief, cooks. Okay, pwede tayo maglagay ng baby. Cooks lang. And then option, style. Okay. Enter. Ano pa dito? Okay, let's try. Okay. So, sa 18, no, tina-try natin din yung multiple regression. So, same din na process yung inigay natin pero may dinagdag na ako. And then, based on this, meron talaga tayong check natin sa model summary. Okay, so wala siyang significant difference no, in terms sa ANOVA result which is 0.349. So, let's check sa coefficient. Okay, so in terms of coefficient, wala talaga siyang okay, let's check sa mean. There is no significant difference on my treatment, but let's check kung nagkamali yung paglagay ko ng ano doon. Temperature, depth, significant, wala. Ilan ko ulit, analyze, compare means, everything. Regression. Okay. Linear. Statistics, estimated, model. Okay, let's put descriptive. And then continue. So plot, spread, or backlighting. Okay, so next one. See. Okay. Let's stop. Let's check that. Okay. So based on the data, let's check to see if it's taste. Say frontier. Okay. So based on the data, in terms of the high seagrass biomass, and based on the hypothesis that we have, at least one of the parameter can really affect the, or it can be the one of the indicator in determining the, can really affect, wait lang, can really affect the seagrass, the seagrass biomass. Okay. So again, among the indicator, mas mabisa yung mas effective as indicator yung water temperature. Hmm. Having a p-value of 0.046, which is lower than 0.05. Okay. And based on the ANOVA, hindi po siya significant different.